Hey everybody, welcome. This is No Bones About Wrestling. I'm one of your hosts, Asa, and this is wrong. This is the hostess with the
No,
mostest.
point at me to point at me.
This is the hostess with the mostest, K Fabulous. Say hi, K.
Hi, I like this. Hi.
Um, so yeah, this is AEW Weekly. And one thing I want to remind you of before we start, we had an interview with the cat, Ernest Miller, last night. Switch and I did the interview, and it was interesting and funny. So yeah, check it out. It's on YouTube, youtube.com/at no bones about wrestling /streams/live. It is also on our X account at no bones wrestling. That's at no bones RASSLIN. And yeah, so we're gonna do the TV reports where I give my bone ratings for matches. We have K Fabulous's wrestling fashion do's and don'ts. We have our top five rankings are back after we forgot to do them last time. Uh, and we have some news for you. So we'll get started with the TV reports. AEW Dynamite, July 16th, they were in Chicago. Both shows were in Chicago this week. Opening up, we had Kyle Fletcher, accompanied by Don Callis and Lance Archer, and he took on Mascara Dorada. And this match was terrific. It was a great way to start off the week in AEW. The show right after All In, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. The show right after All In. Great way to start off. Um, both men looking very athletic. It was a flawless match, I thought. Kyle Fletcher pinned Dorada after a sheer drop brainbuster. And I gave this match 5 bones out of 5. I have nothing to say that could have made this match better.
Agreed.
Yeah, good win for Kyle Fletcher, which he needed it after that loss at All In. Up next, we had an 8-man tag. We had Josh Alexander, Hechicero of the Callis family. They teamed with the Young Bucks, who are no longer EVPs. They are former tag team and trios champions, though. And they took on Jet Speed, which is Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight, Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito, and former trios champ Brody King. And the heels won. Alexander, Hechicero, and the Young Bucks, they got the win. A very good match. A lot of back and forth, a lot of chaos. And once again, everyone looked good in this. Hechicero put a sleeper on an unconscious Bandito and got the win for the heels. I gave this 4.5 bones out of 5.
Well, the sleeper made him go unconscious, right? Or did he put it on an already unconscious Bandito?
Put it on, as I said, put it on an already unconscious Bandito.
No, I missed that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Switch saying, hey, my fam, AEW Weekly is back. Let's go.
What's up?
Hey.
Up next, we had a $100,000 women's 4-way match. We had the undefeated Tekla taking on Queen Aminata, former TBS champion Chris Statlander, and Willow Nightingale. And yet another good match. Tekla and Queen Aminata have a lot of chemistry together. It feels like they fought each other in nearly every match that they've had, that Tekla's had so far. Mm-hmm. And yet again, they fought. And a good women's match. Tekla and Queen Aminata, I think, were the stars of this match. Mm-hmm. Statlander and Nightingale felt like they were kind of in the background. And Tekla pinned Aminata after Julia Hart and Sky Blue interfered. Julia Hart misted Aminata. It looked like she just spat on her, though.
No, she was covered in black stuff.
Okay. That's what it looked like to me.
You didn't see her laying on the ground afterwards? Her face was like, looks like she got inked by a squid.
Oh, I did not.
Yeah.
But Julia Hart misted Aminata. Tekla pinned Aminata to win the $100,000. And who knows what she'll spend it on. I don't know. Fake spider webs. Halloween is coming up very soon.
All those spider rings from the Halloween sets, like the little black thin plastic ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna come out with a lot of plastic spider rings.
Yeah, they're gonna go like all the way down her fingers.
Hey Eric, what's up, man? Up next, we had a non-title match with the unified international and continental champion Kazuchika Okada, accompanied by Don Callis, and he took on an enhancement talent who my knowledge was not named. I didn't catch a name. Did you?
I did not.
No idea. It was a guy with long black hair. That's all I got to tell you. And Okada made short work of him. He hit a Rainmaker for the pin, and Okada continues his 2025 undefeated. The main event of Dynamite, we saw former world champ Jon Moxley team up with former 2/3 of the Trios champs, Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta, the Death Riders, and they took on world champ Hangman Page, Mark Briscoe, and currently 1/3 of the World Trios champions, former TNT champion Powerhouse Hobbs. And good match. You know, a lot of people were questioning where the Death Riders were going after Moxley lost his belt. A lot of people expected them to break up.
Really?
Yes. In fact, I saw quite a lot of internet chatter before Wednesday's show saying that they thought Castagnoli and Yuta were going to, beat up Moxley and turn on him. Did not happen. So I think a lot of people were foreseeing the end of the Death Riders angle, but it is not over yet.
What are your thoughts on Moxley appearing hesitant, I guess, to get in the ring?
Well, first, let me give the result. So Hangman Page, Mark Briscoe, and Powerhouse Hobbs got the win. When Adam Page pinned Claudio Castagnoli. Good match, a little formulaic, but a very good match. 4 bones out of 5. So your match of the night, definitely Kyle Fletcher's win over Mascara Dorada.
Oh, yeah.
And you asked, what did I think about Jon Moxley looking hesitant to get in the ring?
Yeah, like he was scared almost. Didn't that seem odd to you?
It did seem odd. I'm not sure.
So out of character.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what to make of it. But yeah, he would come in, do one move, and tag out.
Well, at first he just went in and then immediately tagged out. Like he didn't do anything.
Maybe his ego has been shattered.
He's reassessing his life.
Yeah, that's all. That's the only thing that makes any sense,
Yeah. Oh, Eric Tate saying good interview last night.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Eric. Yeah, for those of you, if you haven't heard, last night Switch and I did an interview with Ernest the Cat Miller, former WCW and WWE star, the most famous person to come on our show. That's so far, that's for sure. But the interview is up. It's on our X account. If you just scroll down a little, at No Bones Wrestling. And it's on YouTube, youtube.com/@nobonesaboutwrestling/streams/live.
Healer Cam saying hello.
Hello.
It's also on Spotify. Did you say that and I missed it?
Oh, and there's an audio only version on Spotify and
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
And you find podcasts.
Yeah. So check it out. It was interesting and funny, if I say so myself. AEW Collision, July 19th. As I said, they were also in Chicago. And opening up, we saw Ricochet battle AR Fox. And we know who was going to win this because AR Fox almost never wins.
He won that one time. Remember?
He won on the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. But Ricochet pinned Fox after hitting the Spirit Gun. These guys were hitting so many different aerial moves. Healer Cam, we do take questions, yes. These guys were hitting so many different aerial moves. Very athletic, very back and forth match. Both guys look great. I gave this 5 bones out of 5. And that was your match of the night on Collision. And that is the AEW match of the week. Ricochet beating AR Fox on Collision. Next, we had a match where everyone was banned from ringside. We had Megan Bayne taking on Ty Mello. And Megan Bayne hit the running Liger Bomb for the pin. Unlike a lot of her matches, which have been squash matches, this was not. We saw Ty Mello give her a run for her money.
Which was awesome.
Yeah, it was nice to see Megan Bayne sell and be on the defensive a bit. But she's great. The more I've seen her, the more I've liked her, Megan Bayne.
I can say the same thing about Ty Mello. Because I didn't see her a lot before she left for pregnancy. Do you want me to do the question now? All right, so Healer Cam saying, how do you feel about Adam Page regaining the championship, the whole build-up, and the storyline? Oh, he's drinking milk before this. He's got a lot to say.
I thought the build-up, was great.
Mm-hmm.
With, a lot of people aren't fans of the Death Riders storyline. I am, personally. I didn't think they should have hidden the belt away in a suitcase. I thought that was a big mistake, not showing your belt on television.
Briefcase, not a suitcase.
What did I say?
You said suitcase.
And I thought I said briefcase.
No, you definitely did not.
Oh, in a briefcase. I don't think they should have hidden it away like that. But I mean, I think Hangman winning the belt, he would not have been my first choice, but it's not to say I'm unhappy with it. I think it's great that he won it back. 2-time world champion now. I think he's going to be a great champion. Hopefully, he'll be a fighting champion. We'll get to see it defended more than when Moxley had it. My first choice to win it probably would have been Will Ospreay. Or not probably, definitely would have been Will Ospreay. But I guess it's good that he didn't because he's hurt now.
Yeah.
And we have a little bit more to say about that later on in the news.
Not much, because not much has been disclosed. But
true.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's a good thing. I think it's going to be great for AEW.
I was one of the people that was not a fan of the Death Riders, only because they were taking up so much of my television time, and I did not like the amount of attention they were getting. Yes, I realized Mox had the title, so he should be featured, but his, at the beginning, when he was just giving promos and they were long, rambling, confusing rants, I felt like they went with that for too long before they really started letting people try and go up against him. Not just in the ring, but is part of the storyline.
And now the last thing I'll say about it is I think personally, there was a lot of AEW versus the Death Riders build up, but I think the build up between Moxley and Page one-on-one could have been better.
Yeah.
They didn't have enough of a feud, really. The feud only was someone representing AEW against the Death Riders. So I think they could have done a bit more to make it more personal.
I feel like they didn't do a good enough job connecting Adam Page to being the representative of AEW.
Yeah.
Right. It was so fast that they shoved him into that role that
yeah.
I didn't really consider that's what was happening.
Yeah.
But that's what he was supposed to represent. Eric Tate saying, so sad Ozzy died. Yeah, dude.
Very sad, yeah. And it's he just had his final concert July 5th, I think it was, and sounded great.
I watched an interview with him after the concert, but obviously before he died, and it was sad.
Why was it sad?
He was just talking about death.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's tough. I mean, he was one of the most influential artists of all time. I mean, top 5, no doubt. He and Black Sabbath, all the metal, it comes from Black Sabbath. They probably weren't the first metal band. I'm sure someone who knows more about metal music than me could tell you, but they were the first big metal band.
One that went mainstream.
They went mainstream, yeah. So that's how they became so influential, and yeah, definitely sad, and he will be missed. Yeah.
We have a cat named after him.
We do. We have a cat named Ozzy.
Can you give me some insight of Adam Page's story, his personal struggles, any stories, his indie career? How does he speak so good Spanish?
That's a good question. His personal life, I know nothing about it. I know he was a teacher at one point. How does he speak such good Spanish? Do you know?
I think they told us. I don't know for sure, and I don't want to misspeak, but
okay.
I think it's because he worked on a farm with a lot of migrant workers. He grew up on a farm with a lot of migrant workers, and he learned Spanish that way. I could be wrong. So
there you go.
But that's what I think they said on AEW.
There you go. But yeah, he used to teach. What was it? English teacher.
Yeah. I think at the high school level, right?
I believe that's right.
As far as his indie career, I've only seen a few of his indie matches, so I'm not sure where he mainly stayed or if he just floated. Do you know?
I was not familiar with him until AEW started, to be honest. So I couldn't tell you a whole lot about his indie career. I'm sorry. Up next, we had Taya Valkyrie taking on. She was accompanied by Johnny TV and the MXM collection, who I hate. And she took on the debuting Alex Windsor, Will Ospreay's real-life wife. And Alex Windsor got the win. This was a pretty one-sided match for Windsor. Valkyrie didn't get a lot in, so I give it 3 bones. Windsor looked good. That's not a reflection on the work done in the match. It's just a reflection of how one-sided the match was. It wasn't very interesting.
It wasn't very long either.
No.
I was a little surprised you rated that.
I almost called it a squash match, but I didn't. Up next, we had a $200,000 four-way tag match. We had Brian Keith and Big Bill versus Crew. That's, of course, Leo Rush and Action Andretti. The Gates of Agony, former six-man tag champs in Ring of Honor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the Guns, former world tag champs in AEW.
Brian Cage was the third member.
Right.
Yeah.
And this was a good match. I like seeing these kind of undercard teams. You could argue the Guns aren't an undercard team, but it was nice seeing these kind of undercard teams get featured in this match. And the Gates of Agony, kind of getting a good push now that they're associated with Ricochet, which is good because they are great in the ring, I think. They definitely got a look and a presence that a lot of people in AEW don't have, very muscular guys, bigger than most of the AEW crew. And the Gates of Agony got the win.
Bishop, oh my God. Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking. They never win. I was so excited.
I expected them to win.
Because Ricochet was out there with them?
Well, because of the push they're getting, because they're with Ricochet.
Yeah, but the Guns, this is their first match back.
True. So I guess I thought it
positive,
I guess I thought it would go Gates of Agony or the Guns. It is a little surprising the Guns lost their first match back. Yeah. But the Gates of Agony won. Bishop Khan pinned Action Andretti. They got the win. This match 4 bones out of 5. Next, we saw Max Caster, the best wrestler alive, as he calls himself, former tag champ, former trios champ. And weren't they trios champions?
Who?
They claimed Billy Gunn. Am I wrong?
Okay, no,
I thought so.
Yeah,
I thought so. We saw Max Caster take on Kyle O'Reilly, accompanied by Roderick Strong, and of course, like most of Max Caster's 5-minute challenges, this was a quick match. It was a squash match. I think it lasted 3 minutes maybe. And Kyle O'Reilly got the win. He hit a Juji Gatami, put it on for the submission, and O'Reilly gets the win.
The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn are the longest reigning trios champions.
What was their reign?
It was 238 days.
Thank you. Well, who's second?
It's Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Pac with 234 days.
Nice.
So down to the wire there.
And Healer Cam asking, why is Edge not winning championships in AEW? Mm-hmm. It's been a long time.
Well, he was out injured recently. Actually injured for a very long time. And then when he came back, he was there briefly. And then they did an injury angle. I think so he could have this bigger return moment during All In. That's my guess.
I think a large part of it is just simply he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure if he wanted to win a championship, Tony Khan would have given him a championship by now. Yeah. But I think, he just wants some of the younger guys, some of the guys who aren't, legends like Adam Copeland is. I think he wants some of them to get featured and get their careers going instead of hogging all the belts.
Yeah.
So I think we will see him hold a championship, but I'm not that surprised that he hasn't yet.
No,
yeah.
He has, just not the main one.
What championship?
Yeah, the TNT championship.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Fuck. Well, he hasn't won the world title. He hasn't won as many championships as we expected.
He has the shortest reign of 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Oh, see, that's why I forgot.
No, but then he has another reign from March 20th to May 29th of 70 days.
Oh, of this year? No.
No, of 2024.
2024. Okay. 2-time TNT champion. My bad. I don't remember that.
I have a list.
I know. I'm glad. I'm glad. I don't remember that, but the world title he hasn't won yet. Mm-hmm. And as I said, I'm sure if he wanted to, he would have won it by now.
Has he even had? He hasn't had any matches.
Definitely, the biggest star who's in AEW. you could argue the biggest star they've had is maybe CM Punk, Chris Jericho, and Adam Copeland. I think would be and Moxley would probably be like fourth biggest star they've had. I think. Let's see. Up next, we had Roosh, accompanied by La Facción Ingobernables, and they took on Katsuyori, or he took on Katsuyori Shibata, 1/3 of the Trios champions, with the Ops. And Roosh hit the horns, as in you mess with the bull, you get the horns. He hit that for the pin, and good match here. Hard hitting. Both these guys work very stiff, and it came off very well. Came off like a real fight. Um,
I
like
love Rouge.
Yeah, I love him.
I hope they do something with him like regularly, or let LFI go for the titles or get the titles. Because I don't think they've had a match even trying to get the trios titles.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Rich. I gave that match 4 bones out of 5. And the main event for Collision, if I were there, I would have been a little let down by this main event, at least the people who were in it. Let me just say that. So you had the Callis family, you had Hechicero, Lance Archer, Josh Alexander, and Rocky Romero, and they took on the team of Jet Speed, of course, being Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey, Mascara Dorada, and Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito. Now that being said, it's a lot of mid carders in your main event. That being said, like I said, if I were there, I would have been disappointed, but these guys really delivered. The match was wild, and the referee really lost control of the action. We had 4-on-4 for most of the match. I mean, everybody running around and hitting moves, totally out of control. No tags. Very well choreographed. Everything came off very well. The match ended when Dorada hit a shooting star press on Rocky Romero, who of course took the pin. Gave that match 5 bones out of 5. I thought it was a terrific, wild way to finish the show.
So you wouldn't have been disappointed by the end of the match, just at the beginning when you saw who was going to be in it?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So Will Rally Sports and hi Asa and K. Hey, Will.
Hey,
He's also says that he watches Collision. It doesn't get much views, around 300,000 ish.
Yeah.
And then, well, yeah, we watch Collision. We stopped doing
Collision
watch-alongs for right now because we're moving, and so we just don't have time to do stuff every night. But we'll pick up with that again once we're moved.
Yeah, late August, September, something like that.
Yeah.
Collision watch-alongs will be back.
And then Healer Cam asking why WWE and AEW don't collaborate.
I think WWE it's simple. I think Tony Khan would have been open to collaborating early on, but WWE just does not want any opposition. I mean, I think that's why they bought up all their American opposition. They bought up WCW, they bought up ECW. They want to be a monopoly. And I think it's as simple as that. And especially now with all the money behind TKO, with all the TKO money behind them, I think more than ever they want to be the only game in town as far as a big national wrestling company. Yeah. But now NWA has a TV contract. They're going to be on, I think it's Roku Sports or something like that.
It's on Roku. It's a Roku channel. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's called Roku Sports. I could be wrong about that, but it's on a Roku channel. So everyone with a Roku now will be able to get NWA Power, which is pretty cool. I'll give it a chance. And of course, we have TNA still around, and they're collaborating with them. But my point is, AEW by quality is their only competitor, and by ratings, it's close. AEW won't beat WWE in the ratings now, but they will beat their secondary brand NXT in the ratings, and I think WWE is going to buy TNA, and AEW regularly beats them in the ratings too. It's not even close.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
So I think too, when AEW started, it was offered as an alternative to WWE as a source of pro wrestling on television. And so I feel like, while I agree that Tony Khan probably would have been open to collaborating, I think he really was trying to separate his company from WWE, especially in those early years, because he didn't want to just do a cookie cutter copy of what WWE was. He wanted it to be what he thought wrestling should be, which to me it feels much more like older wrestling, like WCW, earlier WCW, than like modern WWE, which I appreciate.
Mm.
And we got a lot more comments.
Okay.
You get a lot of good wrestling and matches on Collision, don't you? Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. Often, not often. I'd say about like 30% of the time, they're better than Dynamite.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And Will saying that will never happen. AEW and WWE. Nope.
No.
WWE too petty. Did you see them surrounding AEW All In with 3 PLEs?
Yeah.
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 And then,
which is smart. You know, I'm not gonna fault them for their tactic. I mean, it makes sense. But AEW show. Well, I didn't watch the WWE show, so I can't say it was better. I can tell you, I looked at the cards, and just by the cards, I think AEW show was probably better. I'll say that than any of the 3 shows WWE did. But I can't judge them because I didn't see them.
I didn't see any of them, but I can judge them. I think the AEW show was way better.
Yeah. So.
And then yes, Will, we are doing a Dynamite watch along. We are not. No, I'm lying to you, and we are not doing a WWE.
No Dynamite watch along tonight. It will be back next Wednesday.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
We didn't do one last week. We're not doing one tonight. As Kay said, we're moving. Not time. The podcast isn't moving. We are physically moving right now. So things are just kind of out of kilter. So if we're, rescheduling or canceling shows right now, I apologize, but it's probably going to be like that until mid-August, and then we try and keep our schedule regular, but right now it's kind of hard to do it.
And then Will saying, I'd love to know what AEW Dynamite gets on Max.
Yeah.
It's not 500, like 500,000, like reported. Probably 100,000, I'm guessing. Oh, so you think they're reporting false numbers?
No, I think he's saying journalists are reporting false numbers.
Oh, okay.
Based on what I've read, I'd say it's more like maybe something in between what they say and what you're saying. I would say somewhere around 300,000, but also we don't have those numbers, so that's just kind of my feeling.
And when we do get numbers, it's like never for Max. So I can tell
that's
you
what I mean for Max.
Yeah, I can tell you right now on TBS, like on the actual TBS channel, according to Dave Meltzer, Dynamite averaged 588,000 viewers just on TBS, which was down 7.7% from last week.
And of course, years ago, when they were at their height, AEW, of course, was when they had CM Punk, That really brought a lot of viewers to their show. And folks, now we are heading to Wrestling Fashion Do's and Don'ts with K Fabulous.
Okay, so first up, do. I'm on the wrong page. Sorry, I do the news also, so my pages are messed up. Do. Be like AR Fox and do come out to the ring in a multicolored bandana patchwork jacket. It had a solid 90s feel, was very colorful, and he accessorized it with a red bandana around his head and a yellow bandana around his wrist.
Do.
Be like Thekla and do come out to the ring with a more toxic and less spidery theme. Not only does her new outfit have radioactive symbols all over it, but it also has the nipple areas of her top connected with a silver chain. Hot.
Yeah, I like that. Do.
Be like Cope and do grow a super rad mullet. I love it, and I hope he lets it get even more mullety, because right now it's like a little baby mullet.
Do.
Be like Mascara Dorada and do walk down to the ring with an awesome robe with iridescent gold fabric and a shatter pattern with fine black feathers as trim.
Don't.
Don't be like Crew. While they were wearing matching gear, which I wholeheartedly approve of for tag teams, it looked like a pattern of mycelium, which is like the underground network that mushrooms make, which is awesome. However, I don't think the earthy vibe their gear is giving off goes with their cool, trying to be fashion forward and edgy characters.
Don't.
Don't be like Kyle Fletcher. Poor Kyle Fletcher. I guess it's a compliment to him that he's so good in the ring that they have to dress him like an idiot to help him get booze. This week on Collision, it was a white ribbed tank and pink pants with a smiley cartoon heart with balloons on the butt. Not good.
Mm-hmm.
And that is this week's fashion do's and don't.
Thank you, Kay, as always. And we have some more comments here.
Sorry, I'm on that one. SNME was not good. Evolution was really good, on par with All In. Just to let you know, I watched 5 pay-per-views in 3 days. Friday was Super Card of Honor, and I was all wrestled out. Yeah, Super Card of Honor was awesome. We watched that one.
Super Card of Honor was excellent. We have a watch-along. It's on, if you scroll way down on X, it's on there. The easiest way to get it is youtube.com/@noboneswrestling/streams/live. And we did a Super Card of Honor watch along. And that was a great show. Yeah. Good to hear. I heard Evolution was very good. So that's cool. I mean, that's good that it worked out for them because they really just threw it together. So it's a good thing the women brought it.
I'm going to hop down real quick and I'll go back up. So Lucha Larry do be rad like the Outrunners. I agree. Yeah. We didn't see them this week though, did we?
We didn't see them this week, but it's worth mentioning that their gear at All In on the 0 hour, they were dressed like a box of Newports.
Really wholeheartedly embracing the 80s, all aspects of it.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, we love the Outrunners here, Larry.
So you don't get max numbers, so nobody knows. Dynamite loses to NXT and TBS numbers most weeks.
Yep.
NXT gets 600,000 usually. If you put Undertaker on NXT, you'll get more views. Yep. If you put The Undertaker on anything, you'll get more views.
For sure.
Air Fox is great in the ring. Question, do you think Ricochet is doing better in AEW than his WWE run?
Definitely.
I don't think he had a story in WWE.
Right. He didn't have much of a personality. Besides, he's kind of a superhero, which is a lame thing to put on a wrestler because they're all kind of superheroes or supervillains.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have much of a character. I loved him when he was Prince Puma in Lucha Underground. If you want to find some good character work, check that out in Lucha Underground. Mm-hmm. If you've never heard of it, look it up. It's awesome. Look it up after the show, though.
Yeah. So Lucha Larry saying that the Outrunners live rent-free in his mind, so he always sees them. Will saying Kyle Fletcher reminds him of the Rick the Model Martel with the wrestling gear being pink.
As far as how he looks with that, definitely.
And that Juice Robinson's out here looking like Ezekiel, Elias's brother, without his beard. Yeah, I want him to grow the beard back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He's like the wild man, which they still try to present him like a wild man this week.
Mm-hmm.
Getting in a fight with who was it?
Big Bill.
Big Bill, thank you. But it doesn't work as well without the wild hair and the wild beard. For me, I still like Juice. Don't get me wrong. It's just I like the character he was doing when he had the big beard. Yeah.
And even if he doesn't have the beard, if he just gets the wild hair back, I'd be fine with that. I just need one of the two, if not both. You know.
And now, wait a minute, Kay.
It's time.
It's time for the AEW News Roundup.
Okay, we got a lot of news today.
Okay, fabulous.
So we always start with the injury report. Less than 2 days before he was set to make his anticipated return to AEW, announcer Jim Ross experienced what he called a bad fall in his hotel room. Ross revealed the news in his opening moments of his Grilling JR podcast Wednesday, saying he is still recovering from Dallas. He joked he was lucky he went down for the count and that it was a hell of a fall. He said he thinks his discomfort was a soft tissue thing, but didn't think he broke anything, indicating that he may not have been checked out by medical professionals yet. To make matters worse, Ross said he didn't have his cell phone to call for help as he left it in an Uber. Quote, I didn't have any way of communicating with anybody. I just went to bed and it was challenging. I'm still sore, he explained. It was quite the ordeal. The only negative thing I can say about the weekend. And then our other injury report, Fightful reports that Will Ospreay is banged up and will be taking some time away from the ring. The report says that says that exactly how long he will be gone from AEW programming is not known yet, but there's a belief that he'll miss more than a month, which super sucks. In roster news, this has not been confirmed officially. According to reports, Hechicero may now be hashtag All Elite and signed to a dual AEW contract. First reported by a Reddit user who broke the news before. The story was then corroborated by Lucha Libre Insider and writer Lucha Blog, who said he had heard the same but couldn't confirm. He noted that it would be a dual contract with CMLL, originally set to be made official around the time of AEW Grand Slam Mexico, but it got held up.
If you're interested in knowing more about Lucha Libre and finding out when the events are happening and who's fighting and things like that, Lucha Blog on X is a great account to follow.
Yeah. And then also in roster news, although it was already known, both Alex Windsor and Tekla were officially given their hashtag All Elite AEW graphics Saturday by Tony Khan and announced to be under contract. On to the news. In a No Bones About Wrestling exclusive interview on Tuesday night, Ernest the Cat Miller revealed that Goldberg was on the phone with a big promotion about coming in to receive a proper send-off. Very likely that this could be AEW.
Yeah, I think he was. It wasn't clear, but I think what he was telling us. And by the way, we interviewed the cat last night. It's on X. Scroll down just a little, and it's on our YouTube, and it's on podcasts like audio podcast places. But yeah, it wasn't clear. I'm not sure if he said he was on the phone with Goldberg.
He did.
He was on the phone with Goldberg.
He was on the phone with Goldberg and this person.
Yeah.
That was talking to him about having another.
That's what I thought he meant.
Yeah.
So all he said was it was a big promotion. So I think that probably means AEW. Now it could mean CMLL. It could mean New Japan. Could mean NWA. That's a little of a stretch. But I would say if I had to pick, I'd say AEW, New Japan, or CMLL. And if I had to narrow it down more, I'd say AEW or New Japan.
See, I was thinking AEW or TNA, but then I forgot that TNA has a partnership with WWE, so they probably wouldn't do that.
No.
On with the news. Ric Flair has announced that he is now cancer-free. So congratulations to him. That's awesome news. As I said earlier, Wednesday night's Dynamite, the All-In Fallout episode of the show averaged 588,000 viewers on TBS. That's down 7.7% from the previous week. In the 18 to 49 demo, Dynamite drew a 0.15 rating. That's down 6.3% from last week, but it did finish first on cable for that demo. So yeah, that's one thing to remember, guys, with the ratings. Sometimes, even if their ratings go down, they still could be finishing number one.
Yeah, and often do.
Yeah. The date for AEW's All-In return to London's Wembley Stadium is now official. Announced on Thursday, the show will emanate from the famed venue on Sunday, August 30th, 2026. Oh, it's later in the year, or later in the month, so I'm going to be back in school when that happens. That sucks. Hopefully that's a Saturday. I didn't look. Fightful reports that AEW sources have told them Omega is expected to take some time off from AEW, but it isn't known if his absence will be consecutive or if he'll be sporadically away. Omega is coming off losing the AEW Continental Championship to Okada in their unification match last Saturday. And then I have a bunch of all-in numbers. So the estimated buys comprising digital and traditional buying methods are approximately 175,000, which would put it at the fourth all-time highest in AEW history. The final number won't be known until the final settlement with the cable and satellite operators, as usual. Meltzer reported the entire week brought in 1.2 million in merchandise sales, which included 725,000 for All-In itself, with the rest coming from the StarCast convention. So smart doing StarCast and that at the same time, you know. Mm-hmm. The All-In number is the largest ever for a non-WWE show in either the US or Canada, even accounting for inflation.
Wow.
Yeah. Meltzer confirmed the live gate for the Globe Life Field exceeded 3 million, but didn't have anything specific on attendance outside of between 28,000 and 29,000 that Khan had stated at the post-event press conference.
That's an expensive ticket for AEW then.
Yeah. Oh, you think it's more?
More than usual, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their biggest show.
Yeah.
And it was fucking 6 hours, so yeah. At least you got bang for your buck if you get the show. You can't complain about that.
Yeah. Adam Sandler loves his fake son. In an interview with Chris Van Fleet, Happy Gilmore 2 stars Adam Sandler and Julie Bowen both praised MJF, who has a major part in the film as their son. Funny as hell, Sandler said, with Bowen agreeing, "What a great kid. Love him. Family member."
Wow. Yeah, and Happy Gilmore 2, this is not a paid advertisement. I'm just looking forward to it. It comes out Friday on Netflix, and we will definitely be watching it Friday. I'm looking forward to that with Adam Sandler, MJF, Ben Stiller, I believe, is in it. Christopher McDonald, I think that's his name, who played Shooter McGavin. He's back. It looks funny. I hope it is.
Mercedes Monet has been announced for an independent show in Poland. Monet is set to wrestle at Primetime Wrestling's event in Oslo, Poland, on Sunday, July 27th. She will also take part in a meet and greet at the show. This year's Wrestle Dream date has been announced. They are heading to St. Louis, Missouri, and the show will be on Saturday, October 18th at the, you say this word, arena.
Chi-Fets.
Okay, Chi-Fets Arena. Premium seating went on sale yesterday, with the pre-sale officially beginning tomorrow. Mike Bennett recently reached a big personal milestone, crossing the 8-year sober mark in his battle against painkiller addiction. I felt like that was worth celebrating.
Yeah, definitely.
Bryan Danielson discussed his appearance in AEW All in Texas on the latest episode of the Nikki and Bree show. Danielson got involved in the main event Texas death match between Jon Moxley and Hangman Page, helping to fend off members of the Death Riders. Bree said she didn't know Danielson would be on the show at all, let alone that he would be getting physically involved in the action.
Wow.
What a weird thing to not tell your wife. And then Willow Nightingale.
I want to make a point. Danielson made it a point to say, "I'm not back."
Yes, that's true. I did not report that, but I read that. Sorry. Willow Nightingale is showing support for one of her AEW colleagues who faced hateful comments from social media trolls over the weekend. After having a great experience competing against Jonathan Gresham for Game Changer Wrestling on Saturday, Deonna Purrazzo had to deal with body shaming comments from some users on X/Twitter. The body shaming that women wrestlers too often face became a discussion point after Purrazzo clapped back at someone who claimed that she let herself go. You know who was the main character of my feed yesterday? Deonna. So I sought out her match versus Gresham, and it was fun to watch. When they were moving and it was smooth as silk. It told a good story, technically sound, and made me smile many more times than once, Nightingale wrote. All of this is to say, sorry, do you need to say? All of this is to say, I know just as well as anyone in this business, probably better to be honest, that people are going to say what they want about your body. And sure, I guess they're entitled to that. But why in the blue hell is that the prevailing conversation when a professional is still going out there and successfully doing their job? I'm not naive. Some people's lack of humanity does not surprise me. I guess I'm just still hopeful we could collectively try to be better to one another.
So I didn't see any of this Deonna Purrazzo talk. I understand it was a thing. I didn't see any of it. But I'll speak to what Willow said. Right. If your profession is to go out somewhere half naked, if you've made the choice to go out somewhere half naked with your tits hanging out and your stomach hanging out and whatever, people are going to talk about your body. People talk about the men's bodies. People talk about the women's bodies. Just as in like a porn star who is completely naked. People talk about the porn stars' bodies and their body parts. When you are exposing your body parts in public, people are going to talk about them. I don't know why that's so hard to understand. Now, people shouldn't be mean and things like that, shouldn't outright say to her, this or that hateful comment, but just saying, oh, she's got a bit of a belly. Why does she wear that shirt? That's nothing. If you don't want those kind of comments, find a job where you're not half naked, or you can dress more modestly. Otherwise, you are opening yourself up to that. And these people being athletes, they are expected now, with exceptions, like Mick Foley, Abdullah the Butcher, Willow Nightingale herself. They are expected to have a certain level of athleticism in their bodies. And when they don't, it disappoints some fans because they know if they hit the gym more, they could be more athletic and thus put on a better show.
You mean visually more athletic, right? Because I would say Mick Foley put on just as good a shows as wrestlers who were muscular.
By and large, he is the exception, not the rule. By and large, if fat wrestlers were to lose weight, they would probably be better at wrestling because your opponent would be able. I love fat guys. I'm just saying that's a fact. If they were to lose weight, they would probably be better at wrestling because it means their opponents could execute more moves, more varied moves to them, and they wouldn't have to wrestle a style like solely based upon their weight.
Mm-hmm.
So it would just make things more interesting. It's just a fact of wrestling. If you lose weight, you're going to be able to move better in the ring. And as I said, your opponents are going to be able to do more varied offense to you. So I'm not body shaming anyone. I'm just saying, let's not get out of fucking control here. It's a sport. People are going to talk about your body. And once again, I'll reiterate, especially if you choose to dress half naked with your stomach hanging out,
Mm-hmm.
Don't be surprised when people talk about your stomach.
Okay, and moving on to this week's Dynamite. So later tonight, we will see AEW World Champion Hangman Page versus Wheeler Yuta in a non-title match. We'll also see AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm versus Billie Starkz in a non-title match. Collision, we have one match announced so far. The ROH Women's Championship, which is on the line, is being defended by Athena against Alex Windsor.
That was quick for a title shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have beef.
So now it's time for the top five. Well, before that, Kay, do you want to read some of these comments here?
Oh my God, we have like
we got a bunch. Just pick some out.
Okay. Gates of Agony, Toa Leona looks like he took a wrong turn. Instead of being in Solo Faction, he ended up in AEW with Ricochet. Injuries, unfortunately, always get to them. Colton Gunn is injured too, a knee injury. Yep. I hadn't seen any confirmation of that, but thank you for letting us know that that's been confirmed. And Hechicero has an AEW CMLL contract like Kevin Knight, who has an AEW New Japan contract. I did not know that about Kevin Knight's contract. Yep. Mm-hmm. Alex Windsor looks like Chris Statlander's sister. Got her vibes going too. Do you agree, guys? I had not noticed that, but now look for it now that you've said that.
I haven't seen enough of Alex Windsor to associate her with anyone. I certainly didn't pick up on the Chris Statlander, but I'll watch for that next time she's out for sure.
And a couple, I'm sorry, I'm looking forward to Happy Gilmore 2. Wrestlers in the movie: Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, MJF. Wow. Should be. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot
WWE had people in it too.
Should be good. Becky was supposed to be at the premiere, but did Raw instead. And then Antonio.
What's up, Antonio?
Hello, Asa. Tonight, up next, watching AEW Dynamite. Great match for Timeless Toni Storm.
And just a reminder, everyone, we usually do a Dynamite watch along. We are not doing that tonight. We've been moving and we're tired. We're exhausted. So we're not doing it tonight. I'm sorry. That's just a fact of life. But we will be doing AEW Weekly next Wednesday at 6, as always. And we'll be doing our Dynamite watch along next Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. And then Will commenting that Deanna's tag team partner, Taya Valkyrie, lost weight and toned up. Did we notice that? Yes, we did.
Exactly.
But all wrestlers have different sizes. Deanna always gets body shamed by the IWC.
And improved. And Taya Valkyrie improved when she lost all that weight.
In ring work.
Much improved.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Switch saying we tired boss.
All right, so the top fives. Every week we rank the top 5 men, the top 5 women, and the top 5 teams for that week in AEW. So we'll start with the teams. Neither of the champion teams were in action this week. The trios champions, the Ops, nor the Hurt Syndicate were in action this week, so they didn't make the list. Number 5, the Guns, returning Guns. Number 4, Brian Keith and Big Bill, who were in that $200,000 match but lost. Number 3, the Death Riders trios team of Moxley, Castagnoli, and Yuta, who, would they lose in the main event of Dynamite?
Yes.
Lost in the main event of Dynamite. Number 2, the Gates of Agony, who are getting a push and won that 4-way $200,000 match on Collision. And the number 1 team this week, Hangman Adam Page, Mark Briscoe, and Powerhouse Hobbs. They won the main event of Dynamite over the Death Riders, and they look great doing it. So that's number 1, Page, Briscoe, and Hobbs. Number 2, the Gates of Agony. Number 3, the Death Riders Trios team. Number 4, Brian Keith and Big Bill. Number 5, the Guns. And we had 3 teams on there who lost their matches simply because there weren't a lot of tag or trios matches this week. Women, number 5, the debuting Alex Windsor, who beat Taya Valkyrie in her debut. Number 4, Megan Bain, who got a win on Collision over Ty Mello and remains with an undefeated record on Collision. Number 3, my girl, Tekla, the Toxic Spider, who got a win in that $100,000 4-way match on Dynamite over Queen Aminata, Chris Statlander, and Willow Nightingale.
Can I say one thing really quickly?
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that it was $200,000 for the tag team that won and $100,000 for the single women's wrestler that won. That way everyone gets $100,000.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And I wonder, is Tony Khan really paying out these bonuses?
He's got the money.
They got enough money.
Yeah.
Why not do it? Number 2, she was not in action on AEW this week, but she has a contract for a world title shot anytime she wants it, and that is Ring of Honor World Champion Athena at number 2. Yeah, good for her. And number 1, she has been there for months, the World Women's Champion, Timeless Toni Storm. So that is number 1, Toni Storm. Number 2, Athena. Number 3, Tekla. Number 4, Megan Bain. And number 5, Alex Windsor.
So Will Raleigh saying, I moved 2 months ago and it's crap, stressful boxes everywhere. You can't find anything. Most stressful I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
I prefer my new house though compared to my old house. Worth it in the end. Well, that's good to hear that it's worth it in the end.
Yeah, I like where we're moving better than where we are now. But it is stressful as hell just trying to get everything out and decide what you're keeping, what you're getting rid of. It's just a pain in the fucking ass. And it's 40 minutes away from us. So every time we make a trip, we got to drive. We got to make an 80-minute round trip.
And we drive an electric car, so we have to charge between.
Yes. So it's just a pain. All right. In the top 5 men this week, number 5, Ricochet, who got a win over AR Fox on Collision. Great match. Number 4, Kyle Fletcher, who got a win over Mascara Dorada on Dynamite in a great match. Both of those guys had 5-bone matches. Number 3, he was not in action this week, but he has a contract for a world title shot anytime he wants it. That is number 3, MJF of the Hurt Syndicate. Number 2, he is the Unified Continental International Champion, and he got a win over some unnamed person this week. But more importantly, beat Kenny Omega in a classic at All In, and that is Kazuchika Okada. And number 1 is your new world champion who won it at All In, and that is Hangman Adam Page. So number 1, Hangman Page. Number 2, Okada. Number 3, MJF. Number 4, Kyle Fletcher. Number 5, Ricochet. And those are your top 5 rankings for AEW this week.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Does he have 3 belts or does he have 1 belt saying, hey, I have 2 belts?
Tony Khan said the international and continental title legacies are still intact. So that motherfucker has 3 belts.
But then that means the unified belt is solely if you possess both of those other belts. So
correct. I
So is
believe.
there
I
going to
believe-
be a separate lineage for the unified?
Well, that's a good question. It's unclear, and they have too many belts, number one. Number two, if they're going to do it this way, they need to make it more clear, because I don't have an answer for you. I don't know. Don't know. We'll find out.
Well, because like this week he came out with just the unified championship, and Don Callis was standing there holding the other two.
Yeah. So he has 3 belts, but how many titles does he
Yeah.
have? I don't know.
I think 2.
But 3 physical belts.
Yeah.
So
I'll look on AEW's website and see if there's a unified champions history started.
you need to start one, by the way.
Oh. Okay.
So folks, that is our show for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to go over our schedule for this week real quick. Thursday, tomorrow, our retro watch along. We are watching WCW Bash at the Beach 1996, the formation of the New World Order. It also has a great match to open up the show: Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Psychosis, or Psychosis, however you know him. Great show. Great show. Monday at 8 o'clock, we do a show called Monday Night Russo, where Switch and I, we're watching through Vince Russo's WCW tenure. And so one week we'll watch Nitro, then we'll watch Thunder, then we'll watch Nitro, and then Thunder, and we'll throw the pay-per-views in there as well. But this Monday at 8 p.m., we are watching WCW Monday Nitro. Will you put up the schedule, please?
It doesn't exist. That's
Oh.
this past week's schedule. That's why I
Yeah,
didn't
you're
put it
right.
up.
This Monday, we're watching WCW Monday Nitro from November 8th, 1999. Wednesday next week, AEW Weekly at 6 o'clock, AEW Dynamite Watch Along at 7:55. And then next Thursday, for our retro watch along, we are watching an ECW pay per view. And this will be K Fabulous's first ECW show she's seen.
It's true. I'm nervous.
So I think we're going to watch Living Dangerously 99. I think so. We'll see. Either Living Dangerously 99, Hardcore Heaven 99, or Heatwave 98. That's what I have it narrowed down to. So, folks, I'll remind you one more time. Last night we did an interview with the Cat, Ernest Miller, former WCW and WWE star. It's on our X account. You just scroll down a little bit. It's right there. And it's on our YouTube, youtube.com/@nobonesaboutwrestling/streams/live. We've had a ton of viewers. It's been, I think, the most viewers we've had within like 24 hours of something posting. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. For those of you who watched it, it's also available in audio only form on all the podcast places: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. But yeah, folks, that's the show, and everything I just mentioned on the schedule. We'll have a schedule up very soon on X, and besides X and YouTube, we're also on TikTok at No Bones About Wrestling, and I put things on there you won't see anywhere else. And of course, on X throughout the day, I'll post wrestling news every day. So check out our X account regularly. Talk to me; I will talk back to you. I promise.
And thank you. Speaking of talking, thank you to everyone that joined us in the chat. We always appreciate that.
Yeah, everybody. Will, Healer Cam, Eric, everybody else who talked.
Lucha
Larry.
And Antonio.
We really appreciate it. And Switch.
He counts. He doesn't count though. He's like a member of the family.
Yeah. But we really appreciate it. We appreciate you watching the show. And we will see you. It'll be a little bit. The next time we'll see you. Oh, no. It will be tomorrow. I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
Next time we'll see you will be tomorrow night, 650 for WCW Bash at the Beach 96. It is on Peacock. That's where we'll be watching it. If you can find another way to watch it, do that. But it is on Peacock. And Bash at the Beach 96 tomorrow at 650. Cool. So love yourself, love each other, and for God's sake, use your turn signals.